Wow.
You couldn't
Finally.
believe it last time either. You kept trying to talk around it. It's like, well, what if it was his twin? What if it was...
I've accepted the fact that he's dead.
You know when something really good happens to you and you're just like, this just can't be real life. You know, I just can't believe it.
Yeah. I finally accepted the fact that he's dead.
Acceptance is the final stage.
Yeah. Really didn't anticipate this. I think I set the skills last time, so we're good to go. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Now then, let's begin with a simple explanation of the class trial. During the class trial, you will present your arguments for who the killer is and vote for who done it.
I wonder why it always starts with this.
If you vote correctly,
It's just
only the blackened will receive
we've got to
punishment.
reuse some budget somehow.
The wrong person.
Well, it's ceremony,
I'll punish
you know.
everyone besides
It's just like
the
how
blackened,
when you go to the
and that
court,
person will earn
everyone's
the right
like,
to
I'll
leave
stand
this
for Honorable
island.
Judge so-and-so.
I've never been to court.
I have.
Oh my, Monami? My
What do you
cute
think of
little
that, Steph?
sister? You're awfully quiet.
Whatever, Dad.
What's happened to you? You've ascended the ladder of adulthood and reached the moon? Because you're a rabbit? Chesto! One more time! Jeez! How about this one? This will be my final blow! It's useless.
Please stop! I feel bad for Monomi.
You just now stepping up, even though we've
You're
like been
right.
beating her to
Now's not
death
the
for
time me to
almost,
horse
you know,
around with Monomi. The class trial
I don't
is
know,
started,
however long
after
we've
all.
been here.
Yeah.
The victim this time is Nagito, who was attempting to reveal the traitor for everyone's sake. Who in the world killed him? I'm so curious.
If he was killed for trying to reveal the traitor, that traitor is obviously the killer. They were trying to shut Nagito up.
No, that might not be it.
Huh? Are you trying to protect the traitor? They didn't call out when we were in danger. Wait. Don't tell me you're the traitor.
Don't say something so stupid. There's no way in hell I'm the traitor.
On what ground?
Now that's
I'm
more
way
like
too
it.
uninteresting to be the
Let's
traitor.
hurry and start
And my
arguing
only
already.
key trait is being horny.
I don't know, being horny is a crime. This man could be a criminal.
He's horny and he knows machines, which somehow is executed much better as Miu Iruma than Kazuichi Soda.
Kazuichi does machines.
Yeah.
Wait, are we starting with Hope versus Despair? What?
Yeah. This is a trial where shit gets real.
The killer didn't tape Nagito's mouth to shut him up. I'm telling you, they were torturing him.
The reason Nagito's body was covered with wounds.
It's because the killer tortured Nagito.
So that's why he was so beat up. What were they trying to find out by torturing him? Definitely the bomb's hiding place. If so, the suspect is whoever found the bomb first.
That was Fuyuhiko.
I found it by coincidence. There's no way I'd torture someone.
Well, you are ex-Yakuza. So what
The killer
could it be?
didn't tape Nagito's mouth to shut him up.
Oh,
I'm telling
Nagito
you,
was
they were
covered.
torturing him.
Wait, no.
Oh,
The
maybe
reason
torture
Nagito's body
wounds.
was covered with wounds.
It's because the killer tortured Nagito.
So that's why he was so beat up. What were they trying to find out by torturing him? Definitely the bomb's hiding place. If so, the suspect is whoever found the bomb first.
That was Fuyuhiko.
I found it by coincidence. There's no way I'd torture someone.
I actually have no clue on this one.
Yeah, I don't know.
Should probably read what they say.
And I think it was Monokuma's account.
Were the wounds
The
caused
killer
by
didn't
torture?
tape Nagito's mouth to...
Look at the torture wounds. See what it says.
Okay. Oh, it's the other one, the duct tape? So he was tortured before being duct taped.
No,
I'm
after.
telling you, they were
After,
torturing
yeah.
him.
The reason Nagito's body was covered
Which
with
means
wounds.
he couldn't talk, so...
Yeah.
Because the killer tortured Nagito.
So that's why he was so beat up.
What were they trying to find out by torturing him?
Definitely the bomb's hiding place. If so, the suspect is whoever found the bomb first.
That was Fuyuhiko. I found it by coincidence.
I'm not sure what to shoot.
There's no way I'd torture
I
someone.
think maybe duct tape with torture because it doesn't make sense to torture with duct tape.
The killer didn't tape Nagito's mouth to shut him up. I'm telling you, they were torturing him.
The reason Nagito's body was covered with wounds.
It's because the killer tortured Nagito.
No, that's wrong.
But Nagito's mouth was covered with duct tape, so he wouldn't have been able to confess anything. If he was being tortured for information, they wouldn't have taped his mouth like that.
I'm prepared. I just realized it. It's a trap.
Trap?
Stupid Hajime. You got caught in that trap.
Well, this should be hilarious.
Wow, rude.
Gonna mute myself for a few minutes.
Like you said, if Nagito's mouth was taped shut,
Crap, I forgot how this game works.
obviously Asumi couldn't talk, right? But that was the trap. He wanted to hide the fact that he got interrogated.
I can't back down.
But if you tape his mouth shut, how is he supposed to answer anything?
Pay attention. This is how it went down. First, the killer tortured Nagito and got information about the bomb's location. Then, after they killed him, they duct taped his mouth shut. Whew,
Oh,
that was close,
is
you
that
guys.
just the duct tape again?
Thanks to
Because
me.
Yeah, so use duct tape.
Yeah.
Use duct tape for after. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I
Pay
really wish
attention.
they
This is how
like
it went down.
stop the thing while
First,
switching
the
bullets.
killer tortured Nagito and got information about the bomb's location. Then, after they killed him,
Allow me to cut through those words.
No, there's no doubt Nagito's mouth was covered with duct tape before he was beat up.
what did you say?
Who cares about the duct tape? We might as well settle this with rock, paper, scissors.
We don't need to play a game. It's clear the duct tape was on his mouth before the torture even began.
Why do you always side with Hajime? Do you have a crush on him or something?
You were with us when I peeled the duct tape off Nagito's mouth, right? The blood on Nagito's face wasn't under the duct tape, remember?
The blood on his face came from his arm wounds, which means the duct tape was on his face before his arms were even wounded.
And the duct tape had a lot of crinkles around his mouth. He must have been struggling to open his mouth under the duct tape.
Perhaps the duct tape was used so we wouldn't be able to scream. Then it's like I said at the beginning. The tape wasn't for torture. It was to keep his mouth shut.
However, if they wanted to seal his mouth, they did not need to hurt him with such ferocity.
They probably had a deep grudge against Nagito.
Then, are you saying the killer was trying to make him suffer?
If so, it's friggin' crazy. Did they go psycho or something?
No, they didn't just go crazy. Whoever did this must be one crafty bastard. If not, they wouldn't have taken the time to set fire to the crime scene and destroy all the evidence.
The warehouse fire was for destroying evidence?
We can't think of any other reason.
But who could have done that? When the fire occurred, everyone in this room was gathered in front of the warehouse.
Yeah. And right after I opened the warehouse door, the flames started burning from the very back.
Which means, it is plausible to think that nobody here set the fire.
The killer isn't one of us. But that's not the case, huh? I mean, it's wishful thinking.
Even if it was only a coincidence, the timing was just too perfect.
Based on the pattern up until now, we should suspect that some kind of setup was used for this.
Some kind of setup? Like what?
I do not know that, but that has been the pattern before.
That's our Miss Sonia. You have such an amazingly high intellect. Alrighty then, let's think about this based on what Miss Sonia thinks. Is that okay, Miss Sonia?
Damn right it is!
Oh my god. I guess this could be about the panels.
Yeah, the domino
The
effect.
direct cause of the fire was the oil lighter found at the crime scene, right?
The killer used some kind of setup. He lit the curtain on fire with the lighter.
Some kind of setup?
Did they use the oil as an improvised fuse?
They probably just threw the lighter.
Based on the shape of that oil lighter, it can stand upright while the flame is lit.
If they tipped over the lighter in some way, it could have ignited the curtain.
Some way?
Maybe they used invisible thread.
There should have been a way to tip it over with sound waves.
Not so nice.
Or perhaps opening the door caused...
I agree with that. I also agree that opening the door is what started the fire.
Just as I thought, it was the wind pressure! A dust devil blown here from glorious Japan!
No, not wind pressure.
Wow.
They probably used the Monokuma
It's
panels.
been a while, Sonia.
A huge number of tipped-over Monokuma panels were found at the crime scene, right? It looked like they were scattered everywhere, but some were laying on top of each other in a single line. Just a single line leading from the warehouse door to the fire's origin.
Does that mean anything?
The killer probably arranged those Monokuma panels to create a domino effect.
A domino effect. You mean those tiles kids play with by lining them up and tipping them over?
In place of those tiles, the killer used the Monokuma panels.
I like that you had to realize how a domino effect works, and then they explain to you what a domino effect is.
And then they flash back to a domino tipping over.
So when we opened
Isn't
the
the domino
warehouse door-
effect where
I love the body outline!
Wow, finally it all makes
And
sense.
from there, they felt like dominoes until they reached the lighter at the end.
But wouldn't it be obvious that those big panels were falling over?
Yeah, also, yeah, I guess domino effect is not the way to say it, but I didn't want to.
Yeah, this is not too much a domino effect, it's actually like physical dominoes.
Yeah.
That's probably
Domino
why they
effect is
turned off the
when
lights
you
in the
use it
warehouse,
metaphorically.
so we wouldn't notice them.
So the reason the warehouse was dark was to hide the domino effect.
And one more thing. There was something else the killer did to hide the domino effect, right?
Was it the music? Nah, couldn't be the music. I'm actually not sure. But
It is the music.
it is the music? Just
Yeah, it was loud. You know, they had to hide the sound of them falling.
oh.
See.
You're talking
For
about
some
the
reason, I
MP3
didn't
player, right?
assume for them to be that loud.
That hymn blaring throughout the warehouse masked the sound of the falling panels.
What a weird, like, detail to notice and accommodate in your murder plan when your murder plan is getting a bunch of cardboard standees to fall over in a straight line all the way to your hit lighter.
That's it. So the strange sound was actually the sound of the panels falling.
But those sounds weren't the only strange thing, right? Looking back on it, it was also strange when we opened the door to the warehouse.
Oh boy, we get to hear this whole thing again.
Ah, so the door was being blocked by a Monokuma panel.
And when we
Are
opened
they
the
really
door,
that
the
heavy?
domino effect started, and
Like,
the falling panels
they
eventually
look like
say?
cardboard.
Because they're just called panels instead
Yeah,
of like
and that's how the
standees or
warehouse
whatever,
caught on
so they
fire.
could be anything.
They could be like big heavy plastic, I guess.
You don't look so sure.
At the time, Akane mentioned that she could barely open the door.
Because the panel was blocking it, right?
But the blocked doorway, there wasn't enough space for a person to fit through, right?
Is that a problem?
It's a major problem. I mean,
The killer couldn't have left.
I see.
If the panel was so close to the door that it could barely be opened, the killer inside the warehouse wouldn't be able to leave, right?
Now that you mention it.
Does that
Very
mean they were
excited for it to
hiding
turn
inside?
out that Nagito did this to himself.
How though? You'd die like
Who? We were all outside the warehouse,
four
you know.
different rooms.
Based on the patterns up until now, I believe some kind of setup was used.
you don't have to think so hard. There's actually only one person who could have possibly done this.
You don't mean...
Hajime? What do you mean?
Well, I see no
Oh,
other.
pick Nagito!
Yep, I see no other choice in this.
This is
area.
my answer. What if it was Nagito?
Why'd you bring him up? He's the victim, you know.
He wasn't just the victim. Maybe.
Huh?
Not just the victim? What does that mean?
He was the victim. And he was the perpetrator, too. Maybe.
Are you saying this was a suicide? Don't be stupid.
Out of all the things you've seen Nagito do, it's just so much away
He
from.
would never do that.
His body was covered in torture wounds.
Also noticed that
Or
we're
did
at
you
the
already
beginning of the
forget?
trial right now.
Are-
And
Are
we're
you
bringing
saying
this up.
those were all self-inflicted?
But Nagito might do something like that, don't you think?
That's not the issue. He was tied up, remember?
Yeah, like that Fuyuhiko cannot refute that.
Even for a creep like Nagito, it'd be impossible for him to tie up his own arms and legs.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, as long as you understand.
It seems we need to discuss how Nagito was able to tie himself up.
Need to discuss? That's not necessary at all. No matter how much you think about it, it's clearly impossible.
The fact that there's someone overseeing this trial.
To actually tie up your own arms and legs. That's obviously impossible!
Tying just the legs is one thing, but tying both arms would be impossible.
You couldn't do much with the free arm.
It'd be impossible if you were by yourself.
How about if you use your teeth? Or if you use your front tail?
Dirty joke! Is that a dirty joke?
To actually tie up your own arms and legs. That's obviously impossible!
Tying just the legs is one thing, but tying both arms would be impossible.
You couldn't do much with the free arm.
Okay,
It'd
what
be
can it
impossible
not
if
be?
you were by
Well, it
yourself.
can't be the
How
Monokuma
about if you
panels
use your
or the...
teeth?
Well, the duct
Or
tape
if you
needs to
use
be...
your front tail?
Dirty joke! Is that a dirty joke?
Any ideas, Divak?
I just came back from getting a snack, but maybe the burned rope? Or the combat, the
To
survival
actually tie
knife?
up your own
The
arms
knife
and
was a good
legs.
thing. Like, he could have
That's obviously impossible!
Tying just the
cut the
legs is
rope and
one
then
thing,
stabbed
but
himself.
tying both arms would be impossible.
You couldn't do much
The
with
burn
the
rope
free arm.
idea is something.
It'd be impossible.
Like, he could have burned the rope beforehand, I guess, and then it would look like it happened during the fire, but it didn't actually. And that's why he had a free hand. I don't fucking know. Also his hand would stab, so I really don't know.
I guess
what
the
fuck
assumption
he did.
is that they thought he was tied when it could have been anything.
How about if you use your teeth? Or if you use your front tail?
Dirty joke! Is that a dirty joke?
Although, where would I use that?
To actually tie up your own arms and legs.
Would it be here?
That's obviously impossible!
Maybe.
Tying just the legs is one thing, but tying both arms would be impossible.
You couldn't do much with the free.
It'd be impossible if you were by yourself.
How about if you use your teeth? Or if you use your
I-
front tail?
The only thing I can think of is either
Dirty
you're
joke!
supposed to
Is that a dirty
prove
joke?
how he either had an accomplice or had a free arm.
To actually tie up your own arm. No, that's wrong.
Hey.
Hold on a sec. Isn't that premise flawed?
What? I mean, it's no mistake that his arms and legs were...
No, it shouldn't have been both of his arms. The rope on his right arm was completely burnt up. Based on that, you can't say he was tied up.
That was just burned by the fire. He should have been tied up before then.
It burned because of the fire. Like you said, it might look like that. But that was part of the trap. There's concrete evidence that proves it.
I see.
Take a close look at his right sleeve. Even though the rope was burnt up, his sleeve wasn't burned at all. Wouldn't you agree? A burn like this, no matter how you think about it, is unnatural. That rope was burned in advance so it would look like it was burned in the fire.
Then Nagito's right arm wasn't tied up, right? He was able to move it freely, right?
Yeah, that should be the case.
Hajime, that's awesome! I'll let you...
Akane, you should not give it away for free. Make sure they pay you first.
What?
Oh my god, Tanya. Also, there was a knife stabbed in his hand. Maybe let's
That's
talk about
definitely
that.
wrong.
Fine. I just gotta get a Benjamin from him before I let him touch me, right?
That's
Akane,
not what I
what
meant.
has
I'm
gotten
talking
into
about
you?
Nagito. I mean, even if his right hand wasn't tied up, the knife was still stabbed into it, you know.
It's impossible to stab a knife into your right hand with your right hand.
Ah, that much is obvious.
Hajime, you tricked me! Give me back that Benjamin!
Hold on. There should be a way.
Then hurry up and spill it.
If it's something lame, I'll make you give back to Benjamin with 10,000% interest.
Should check up what
Oh,
blood.
the blood on the girder,
Even
yeah.
if Nagito's right hand was free,
I mean, I think at least one
could he
thing in
stab
this
his
we
right
like
hand
definitely
with his
set
right
up
hand?
to fall.
If he threw the
on
knife into the
him.
air,
I assume
and
the
let the knife
spear fell
fall.
on him.
could he stab his hand that way?
Is he a throwing knife expert?
Maybe he propped the knife somehow?
Actually, let me check what the blood on girder said.
And slammed his right hand down on it?
Propped it onto what?
If he just propped the knife, he could have used his bound left hand.
if you're tied up, your arms won't bend that easily. We don't know if his left hand could even reach his right hand. Even if Nagito's right hand was free,
Oh, the Monokuma plushie?
how could he stab his right hand with his
Oh,
right hand?
maybe somehow.
If he threw the knife into the air
Oh, look.
and let the
Yeah,
knife
that's
fall,
why it had a big hole in it.
Yeah.
could he stab his hand that way?
Is he a throwing knife expert?
Maybe he propped the knife somehow?
Got
And slammed his right hand down on it?
Propped it onto what?
If he just
Oh.
propped the knife,
Time to skip the rest.
If you're tied up, we don't know if his left hand could even reach his right hand.
Go back to start.
Even if Nagito's... how
Collect
could he stab his...
$200.
If he threw the knife and let the knife
Do
could he
not
stab
collect
his hand
$200.
that way?
Is he a throwing knife
More like
expert?
collect
Maybe
two
he propped the
Benjamins.
knife somehow?
We're still doing that.
I agree with that.
The life-sized Monokuma plushie. He must have used that to prop the knife.
Makes sense. That's why there was a big hole in the plushie's stomach. He inserted the knife handle into that hole to prop it up. Then he slammed his hand onto it.
What mental fortitude.
If that's it, he had to place the plushie near him. And it also explains the mysterious blood on the plushie.
So the blood on the plushie came from Nagito after he stabbed the knife into his own right hand.
I see. So that's the trick.
But for a moment, I seriously thought Monokuma died or something.
A bleeding plushie is super scary. It's got the same fear factor as a doll whose hair grows too long.
After stabbing his hand, he no longer needed the plushie, so he cast it off toward the fire's origin point.
He probably thought the fire would incinerate it and destroy the evidence.
so what do you think now, Fuyuhiko?
I get what you're saying about the wound on his right hand, but there's still one huge problem. The spear. Basically, you're saying Nagito committed suicide by impaling himself with a spear, right? If you think about the order, getting killed by the spear should have been the last thing to happen to Nagito. If that's true, how is that possible? He can't grab a spear with his right hand if a knife is stabbed into it and his left hand was all tied up.
Then he probably took the spear first, and as he endured the pain, he stabbed the knife into his right hand.
There is a limit to his constitution. If you got penetrated by something so big and thick, you would die instantly.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch all that.
Like I said, if you got penetrated by something so big and thick, you would die instantly.
Say it one more time.
My god, I hate this.
Why are we being horny now? Oh, right, because it's also like Nagito's funeral, so it's
You
only
guys!
respectful to be horny.
This was supposed to be
Like
the
she
big,
said, in
awesome
that
trial,
condition,
and you're ruining
it's
it.
very difficult to stab
They are
yourself with a
ruining
spear.
it, but that's what Nagito would want.
It was also
Yes.
a better joke in
Use a spear
Japanese,
with
by
a
the
knife
way.
stab into your right hand,
They
while
couldn't
your
really
left hand
translate
is
it.
tied up.
What was the joke in Japanese? If you can explain it.
There's a slang word for to orgasm, which means to die. So it's
So
like
you're
a
saying it's
double meaning.
impossible.
Ah.
But no matter what I think, I can't believe Nagito's death was caused by someone else.
I also agree with that. To think that one of us could kill someone with such cruelty, I could never believe that.
Not even Nagito, who we all
You say
hate.
you can't believe it? You just don't want to believe it, right? But that's why you keep getting betrayed over and over again, right? Same goes for this time, too.
The idea of someone believing in himself so hard that he would push his hand into a knife and spear himself is amazing.
It's against
But
the
we
rules to
just
interfere
saw
with everyone.
in the previous Banana House chapter how fucked up Nagito
If
is,
you even
where he's
think
so
about doing
lucky
anything,
and or
I have a
unlucky
plan of
that he
my
just
own.
played Russian roulette with 5 bullets in the gun.
But this is less luck and more like he's actively.
He's sassing me.
I think only Nagito could kill Nagito based on his power,
it's just
which
as
we learned
Monokuma
about
said.
last time, right?
We've been
Like
betrayed over and over again so far.
He has
So-
such power over luck that he can play Russian roulette with 5 bullets and win, right? Like you couldn't just kill someone like that because he has this amazing luck ability where like things just work out for him. So I wonder about that. Like how does that interact with his ability?
This might also be the same.
Could he be
Calling
so
this a
unlucky
suicide
that he
takes too
can't
much
kill
for granted,
himself, but
and
also
it's
so
too
lucky
convenient.
he's the only one who could?
Yeah. I don't know.
Then are you saying there is a killer among us, Kazuichi?
Of course, that doesn't include Miss Sonia and me.
As Kazuichi said, it's true we've been constantly betrayed. But even if I'm betrayed again, I still want to believe in everyone. No matter how many times I may be betrayed, I still want to believe in everyone.
I also want to believe that there's no killer, but suicide is unimaginable.
Do you really think so?
But you said it too. It'd be impossible for him to stab himself with a spear in his condition.
I did say difficult, but I never said impossible. I feel that there's some way he could have stabbed himself with that spear.
What kind of way?
I don't know.
You don't know.
It's impossible to figure out by myself. So let's think about it together. That's how we made it this far up till now.
Everyone working together.
All right, let's do this.
How did Nagito stab himself with a spear? Let's work together and think this through.
When the spear stabbed Nagito, his right hand was covered by the knife, right?
He was only able to move his left hand.
But his left hand was also tied up.
Then that rules out his left hand. If that's the case, the only other way is...
He used his teeth? Or maybe he used his front tail. I know guys have tails that get hard when they're grabbed.
What are you saying?
A blushing Miss Sonia is
Oh my
freaking awesome!
God.
I don't remember this.
How did Nagito...
This is rough.
The front
I
tail
remember
thing?
her being this bad. Akane, come on.
I think blood on left hand, and then it's like
Let's work
he
together
can
and
only
think this
use
through.
his left
When
hand
the
or
spear stuck his
something.
right hand was...
He was only able to move his left hand.
But his left hand was also tied up.
This one here.
Then that
that's
rules out
coming
his
up.
left hand.
Yeah.
No, that's wrong. Hold on. It's still too early to dismiss the possibility that he used his left hand.
Why? I mean, his left hand was tied up, you know?
But there was something off about his left hand. The bloodstain on the palm of his hand. Don't you think it looked somewhat strange?
Also, he has no lines on his hands, apparently.
he has no future, no
He
past.
only had blood on the lower area of his palm. Beyond that point, the bloodstain suddenly cuts off, right?
When the blood splattered. That's as
He
far
does
as
have
it
a very
reached,
short
right?
lifeline on that palm, so that does check out.
That settles the description of that bloodstain, but it's not the only unnatural bloodstain. Look, there's blood on the back of his hand, around the middle joints of his fingers.
Like you said, it looks like an unnatural bloodstain, but what's wrong with that?
We might need to think and use our imaginations for a bit. If there's blood on
Oh,
his
boy.
palm and the back of his hand, what was his left hand doing as the blood splattered?
Please just give me a multiple choice. Yes! Gripping. It was back.
It was hiding.
When the blood splattered, he was probably gripping with his left hand. That's why there's such a strange-looking bloodstain on his palm and the back of his hand.
Was he grabbing his front tail?
Perish the thought! He was obviously grabbing the spear!
Now that you mention it, compared to the rest of his body, the wounds on his left arm are pretty mild. He probably made his wounds mild on purpose, so he could keep his strength while he gripped the spear.
But even if he held the spear with his tied-up left hand, it'd be impossible for him to stab himself.
Hey, Chiaki, what do you think? Hey, don't tell me you're getting sleepy.
At times like this, you should always strike from a good angle. Just like fixing an old TV.
Oh, I got it. Maybe.
Really?
Yeah, like I thought. It's no mistake that Nagito was gripping the spear, I think. However, what's important is what section of the spear he was gripping.
Cord?
The cord, I guess? Yeah.
I see! That's it. Instead of the handle, Nagito must have been holding on to the cord. There was a metal weight at the tip of the cord, but there were bloodstains on that part too. Plus, the joint between the weight and the cord had a bloodstain shaped like it was cut off by something.
Isn't the size of that cut-off section about the same size as a human fist?
Ah, you're right. So this is the part Nagito was gripping, huh? And then the blood that was supposed to end up here ended up getting on Nagito's left hand.
But why is it so important to know which part of the spear he was gripping?
You're not gonna say he gripped the tip of the cord, swung the spear around, and stabbed himself, right?
That is where the clue to solve this mystery resides. Right, Chiaki? I am sorry. Of course this mystery will not be solved that easily. It seems we are stuck. Shall we have tea time?
At a time like this, how about we stick to the plan to think one step at a time instead of expecting the answers all at once?
That's a long plan name.
Oh
One
my
step
god,
at a
you
time.
guys.
What does that mean?
This is why Nagito was disappointed in all of you.
Chiaki's trying so hard.
Let's focus on the spear first. Namely, where it was and how it was positioned just before it impaled Nagito.
How it was positioned.
Oh, so one of those. Yep.
Thank God. I get anxiety whenever we zoom into him. I'm afraid it's gonna be Hangman's Gambit.
We're going to have one, you know, eventually.
Yeah, there's gotta
Yeah,
be
I
another
know,
one.
we're gonna have one. That's the thing. It's like a pop scare.
I love it when Hajime does this because I always assume that he just goes quiet and stops talking. Question 1. Where was above Nagito?
Yeah. Come on, you guys.
Meanwhile, Akane's
Okay,
just
that's not a
continuing
collectible.
to make the stupid
Oh,
sex
no.
jokes.
I can't believe there's so many stupid sex jokes in this one where Nagito has killed himself in an elaborate ruse.
I don't know if that's like a translation thing or if it was in the actual.
No, I mean, it sounds like there were horny jokes in both versions. Ceiling girder. I don't like the draw distance in this.
I love the PNG that
It
is
was a
just...
PSP game.
Like this feels like it could almost be fun if it was just a little easier to control.
The rope on Nagito's.
The rope.
Oh, the spirit's
rope
cord.
on Nagito's left hand.
Oh.
Yeah, the spirit's cord.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm thinking a rope and a cord are the same thing, but they're not. The spear has a cord, not a rope. God.
It's the domino effect.
It's all coming.
Oh my god.
It's the octagon.
The spear impaled Nagito as he was laying face up. It must have been perpendicular to him just before that.
That's what you got?
Perpendicular? In the middle of the air?
If Nagito did that all by himself, did he have some sort of ESP?
That'd be awesome, but he probably used the ceiling girder directly above him.
Nagito probably slung the cord over the ceiling girder, and using that as a support, he hoisted the spear directly above him. And if Nagito let go of the cord, the spear would have fallen and impaled him while
This
he was laying
graphic.
face up.
I love it.
I noticed a slight red
There
streak
he
on
is.
the
Over and
ceiling
over
girder.
again.
It probably got smeared there during the setup.
The blood on the cord probably rubbed off on the ceiling girder as the spear was falling. So, how about it? Using this method, Nagito could have impaled himself with the spear.
Are you serious? He really committed suicide? Like that?
He probably chose that spear so he could commit suicide like that. If someone else did this, there's no reason they'd go to all this trouble just to kill someone with a spear.
I agree. When I was investigating this case, I kept thinking over and over how strange it was. Why did the killer use the knife and the spear so differently?
So you're saying he needed to use that spear to pull off his trick?
Then, this is for real? He really committed suicide? Every single wound on his body. That was all him?
Not just that, he did all that while he was gripping the spear? That spear should not have stabbed Nagito until the very end. Which means Nagito wounded himself while he was gripping that spear, right?
Did he put the duct tape on his mouth too?
He probably covered his own mouth so we wouldn't hear him screaming in pain.
Did he need to go that far? That's beyond crazy. Why would he do that to himself?
Yes, why? Why would the boy do this to himself?
He was probably trying to get us to make a mistake. By committing a suicide that looked like a murder, he was trying to steer us toward the wrong answer. His goal was to get us all executed.
And that's why he stabbed himself over and over again?
Did he want us to die that bad?
That's messed up. That's seriously so messed up.
Yeah, that's our Nagito.
Laugh track.
This almost the slow zoom in.
However, there is one thing I still do not understand. He said he would reveal the traitor, right? Whatever became of that?
He was probably planning to kill the traitor along with the rest of us.
So why did he not just do that in the first place? If he had no qualms with killing everyone, he did not have to cause a bomb scare to reveal the traitor.
I bet the bomb scare was part of the strategy behind this trick. He made us split up and search for a bomb so none of us would have an alibi. He created a scenario where any of us could have killed him.
He tried to make us doubt each other and tried to hide the truth behind his suicide.
Did he cause a bomb scare for that reason alone?
He's a fucking bastard who killed himself for his delusions of grandeur. It's not that unthinkable.
You are right, I suppose.
Yeah, it appears we've come to a conclusion. Bastard Nagito committed suicide. It was all done by him so we'd be executed.
That should be okay, right? Right?
What? You're not satisfied yet?
No, I agree that Nagito killed himself, but I feel like there's something that doesn't make sense. It's probably just my imagination.
So what are you gonna do? Is it okay to proceed with the voting time?
What do you think, Akane?
Well, there's no doubt Nagito's death was a suicide. Oh well, I guess my gut is wrong sometimes.
You're right. It is not as though we can draw any other conclusion.
Then it's okay to end it here, huh?
So I'm wondering if it's gonna be like the first game where you have a choice and you get like a bad ending.
That means we're done with this last class trial and we can leave this island, right?
I don't know if it'll be nice like last time where it would just put us back to this decision if it took the wrong one though.
It's okay to reach such a happy ending, right?
Then it's okay? It's okay to say, you've decided on the killer? Understood. Then voting time.
No, hold on a sec.
Hold on. Why?
Sorry, just a little more. I want you guys to wait just a little more. I can't help but feel like there's still something we overlooked.
Like who the traitor is?
But the issue here is who killed Nagito, right? Even if we identify the traitor, the conclusion won't change.
That's true, but...
The mystery isn't just about who the traitor is. No matter how you look at it, Nagito's death is a suicide. But I'm a little worried, you know? I'm worried about starting the voting time while there's still a mystery.
Hey, what do you mean it's not about who the traitor is? What kind of mystery is left?
There's just one thing that doesn't make sense, and it relates to Nagito's death. Plus, it's something even Nagito couldn't influence. He couldn't even tamper with the evidence for it.
You're gonna keep going? Here I thought we were finally finished.
I'm back, by the way.
Hello, welcome back.
Hello.
Yeah, sorry about that, y'all.
Is it that Sonya knew the bombs were fake?
Oh, crap! Didn't mean, I pressed the wrong button there.
The Hope's Peak Academy file?
It could be. Yeah, he knew who the traitor was. Well, no, he didn't.
Oh.
But
No, he didn't.
yeah.
But that
Oh,
doesn't...
Monacoma's special poison. There was a poison involved.
Yeah, but that's
Maybe.
not...
This thing? No. Gas mask.
What else is here?
Mano again, right?
Notebook.
Monokuma knew how he... Okay. What's Sonia's account? I mean, we already used it, but still.
Yeah.
What is something he can't...
Gotta be something on the bottom there, because all the other things we've talked about already. What was the blue paper?
It was something they found...
Under his bed.
Yeah. I don't know. This is a hard one.
It could be any of the things we found in his room, right? Like the poison or the notebook.
I mean, if it's something related to his death, I don't think it...
I'm looking at the solution now, and you're not... it's much simpler than that.
Is it just who put the music up?
No.
Is it the oil lighter?
No, just go all the way to the top of the list.
Oh, okay. Not that one, I guess. Is it? I don't know.
Yeah, it says here that it's the Monaco file.
Oh my god.
Why
I hate
though?
this game, actually.
For once, this is useful.
I guess the time of death? I don't remember what
That's
that
the
is.
only thing we haven't talked about.
It doesn't have the
Monokuma
cause of death, though.
Oh.
That's it.
Huh? There was something suspicious in the Monokuma file?
That requires a leap in logic, I guess. Oh god.
Okay,
Here
well,
we
it's
go.
gotta be the time of
Hangman's Gambit.
Time of
And-
wait. There can be time.
What's the word?
Cause.
Cause of death.
Cause of death. Okay.
How many simples was this, Lauren?
It's another one of those that must have been
this
Oh,
is
look at this!
Kanji
Look at this
and
shit! Look at this!
This is a lot.
It could have been as low as 2 if I'm thinking about what the word could have been. But let me...
Cause of
Oh no, you're gonna lose all your health. Don't die.
I hate this game. That.
Yeah, it was 3 in Japanese. It was 3 letters.
3 letters.
The next one is F. Cause of death. DEF.
Look at this.
Why is there no hatch?
We've lost like a quarter of our health bar.
Oh my god.
In this particular case's Monokuma file, there's no specific cause of death.
Oh, so the problem that it said nothing.
Isn't that weird? Until now, the files always specified the cause of death.
But the cause of death is obvious, is it not? The spear in Nagito's stomach. It is obvious just by looking at it that it was a cause of death.
Maybe it's not included if it's not important enough to write about.
Well, Monokuma, I plead the fifth!
There he goes again! I'm so appalled that I have nothing to say.
But even
But-
during Gundam's case, and before during Mikan's case, the thing he purposely omitted from the Monokuma file was always the most important mystery in the case.
Are you saying that applies this time too?
Hold on a sec. Then, are you saying there's more to Nagito's death? Are you suggesting, again, that his death wasn't a suicide?
You guys were the ones who said it was a suicide in the first place.
No, I don't think it's a mistake to call Nagito's death a suicide, but it's not just a suicide. Come to think of it, did Nagito really commit suicide just to get us all killed?
Are you sticking up for him?
That's not what I meant. I mean it in a bad sense.
Bad sense?
Just remembered that his malice always defied our expectations, and that concerns me.
This line. I love this line so much.
That's
For
terrible.
example, would that malice just
I'm
end here?
concerned.
Huh?
Did Nagito's malice drive him to risk his life for a truth we'd reach this easily? I mean, this is Nagito we're talking about, you know?
How interesting! You sure do believe in Nagito, huh? Because you believe in his malice, you continue to suspect his malice. I see. I guess that's what passes for friendship these days.
What friendship?
What should we do, you guys? Should we proceed
What
with
friendship?
the
I
vote?
only reached maximum heart level with him and got his underwear.
I think we should keep going until everyone is satisfied, even if it's just to be safe.
You're right. We only get one chance to vote after all.
Just to be safe, huh? Guess I have no choice. If that's the case, I'll do my best to go along.
This is friggin' annoying. But if you guys say you're doing
Shut
it,
up.
there's no way I'm gonna back out.
Hey, Monokuma, you heard us. The voting's gonna have to wait.
We've come this far. Let's work hard till the very end. If we work together, everything should be all right. That's what I believe.
Oh, splendid. You guys are so splendid right now. That's right. If all your hopes are united, no despair can shake you.
No, never mind. Hippie.
I guess that's the break.
Monokuma Theater time.
Monokuma Theater. I can't wait to skip this shit.
Yeah, same.
Waka waka.
No!
Cat, what are you doing?
This isn't Monokuma Theater.
Yeah.
It's basically Monokuma Theater. Don't
It's
front me.
Monokuma.
No, they're actually talking about a trial.
Does your malice have no limit?
Oh, God.
Okay, I
Was it worth it?
Strong disagree on watching a high school romance full of guys.
I'm Monami. By
I love
now,
Oran
there's
High
nothing
School.
more for me to say. Anyway, my chest is full of pride right now. Everyone is united against despair. They're totally awesome.
My chest is full of suffering.
I'm gonna fight too. I will fight the only way I can. I'm gonna show that guy my fearsome retaliation. That's basically it.
Together, where do we start?
And that's
Cause of
terrible.
death missing from the Monokuma file?
Why don't we try removing all our preconceived notions before we discuss this? In the beginning, our discussion advanced by assuming Nagito's death was caused by the spear. It's better to confirm if there are any other possibilities. That's what I think.
Other possibilities. Huh.
If something other than the spear killed Nagito, all I can think of is the knife stabbed into his hand, but...
That was definitely a gruesome wound, but it wouldn't be the fatal wound, don't you think?
If you think the cuts on his legs and left arm aren't the fatal wounds...
Are we finished already?
I feel like... it's possible that we overlooked something.
Did he poison himself? Gas himself?
I think he poisoned himself.
Then let's bring up whatever we can think of, one after the other. That might clear some things up.
Exactly.
'Cause it was even
we
like
should
it said on the
cooperate
bottle,
at a time
like-
like this.
This poison could be dispersed by something. It was like something to do with the fire.
Hey, hopefully this is fair.
Monokuma's special poison.
Let us consider a different fatal wound.
It's not the knife in his right hand, right? It's not the other wounds, right?
With all those wounds... maybe he simply bled to death.
There's no way he burned to death.
Was the cause of death something that cannot be seen?
Oh, that's it.
Hell yeah, let's go, Sonya.
I agree with that. That's it. I totally forgot about that possibility. If the cause of death was something we can't see, then we have to consider poison as a possible method.
Poison? It is true that poison is not something we can see, but why did you bring that up all of a sudden?
I remember, when I went to investigate Nagito's cottage, I discovered something really strange. Inside the refrigerator, I found a bottle of Monokuma's special poison.
Poison?
Additionally, that's a poison made specifically for killing. I see. Now that you mention it, there's no way a toxin like that doesn't relate to the case at all.
If poison was the cause of death, it would not leave
What
an
do you think is
obvious
in
wound on
there? What do you
Nagito's
think
body.
is Monokuma's special poison?
However,
Grape
it's
juice.
common for blood blotches to appear on a body that's
Concentrated himself.
I see. You sure seem
Like
to know a lot
Nagito
about
juice.
medicine.
A crisp
What is that?
Coors Light.
Durian
Like
scent.
cranberry.
But even if blood blotches
Absolute
appear,
rhythm.
if the body
Dr.
was
People.
already covered in blood, There's no way we'd notice them easily, right?
Did he wound his body just to camouflage them?
That's also a possibility.
But still, both of Nagito's hands were full. So how would he drink poison?
His left hand was tied up and gripping the spear, and his right hand had a knife stuck in it.
If it was a slow-acting poison, it is possible he consumed it in advance.
No, the warning label on the bottle explicitly states the effect is instant.
Then it's impossible. Both his hands were full just before he died.
And this is when the hardtail appears.
You're totally overvaluing that tail.
His mouth was covered with duct tape, you know. If he wanted to drink poison, how'd he get it past his lips?
If there's no way he could have drank the poison, it might be impossible. Just kidding. It's not like we're out of possibilities yet.
Are there any left?
Hell no! No matter how you slice it, he was totally killed by that spear.
Since we've already ruled out so many possibilities, it might be easier to think about what really killed him. Operation Elimination Method. The hint should be written on the poison's warning label. Maybe.
Yo,
Oh,
wait,
boy.
yo.
Oh yeah, logic dive.
Oh, there's only 2 this time.
I'm kind of happy it's just logic dive. I was expecting it to be Hangman's Gambit.
I welcome the logic dives. They're fun. Hangman's Gambit is a game that is just completely broken because it's just all the letters. It doesn't work like this in the original.
Logic Dive, Psych Taxi, and that one treasure game from V3 were my favorites.
They were, at least in V3, all the games were good.
Yeah.
It took them 3 games to finally get it to work.
I spent a lot of money in that casino.
I actually really like the mining game too.
Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about. The one where you like break off sections of bricks.
I forget what it's
I
called.
hated that one.
I like that one. We can't be friends
Mine is what it
anymore.
was called.
Can't believe you don't like fun, D-Vac.
And it was really frustrating. Maybe because every time I played it, I wanted to get a full clear instead of just like uncovering the thing.
Oh yeah,
That's what it's supposed to do.
it's very rare that you would ever get a full clear on that.
I had it happen once.
But like my monkey brain was like, no, I need a full clear. Like this is how puzzles work.
Like that's a game you play if you get 2 fish and a Monica, you're sitting pretty.
Yeah, I made a lot of money off that one. That and the driving one.
You can
It's
make
like
a lot of money off of it.
Psych Taxi rules.
Oh yeah, by the way.
Through his wounds, maybe?
Through his
Oh, yeah, he inhaled it. Good. You know what this is. iCat already knows
Well-
the answer.
iCat already knows all the answers.
Look at these cool moves.
Hell yeah, I love pool borders.
I used to play the shit out of Cool Porters.
It's Cool Bars, the one with the Yeti.
It's all coming
At
together.
snowboard kids.
What if instead of drinking the poison, we assume he inhaled it?
Inhaled?
It's written on the poison's warning label.
Oh, it's the thing they were like throwing into the fire, the actual poison.
Dangerous when vaporized. In other words, breathing in the gas is fatal.
Poison gas! Then
So
all he had to
it's
do was
just
breathe it in
bleach.
through his nose!
Yeah.
He breathed that
Yep.
poisonous gas inside the
Nagito
warehouse?
just snorted the bleach.
But if poisonous gas had spread throughout the warehouse, why didn't it kill us?
I see.
The sprinklers in the warehouse. Thanks to those, we didn't inhale that poison gas.
The poison gas disappeared because of the sprinklers? It wasn't the fire?
Well, this was also written on the poison's warning label.
analysis! The chemical bonds that formed the poison were broken down by the water from the sprinklers! Also, the poison is apparently denser than air, so it probably didn't affect us because we were standing.
But Nagito was laying down, so
That's
he
a
must have breathed in
that's a
whole
real
bunch of
weird
it, huh?
way to. Why would they
If
do
it
that?
meets the requirements that well, maybe it's not just a possibility anymore.
Yeah.
Guess
the
it's
true
for when
cause
you
of
want to
Nagito's
poison
death
someone while they're
was
sleeping.
poisoning. The wounds on his body, the spear in his stomach, it was all to keep us from learning the truth.
So what?
Huh?
We figured out that Nagito died from poison, but so what? In the end, it doesn't change the fact that he committed suicide, right? Then enough already!
Nagito inhaled the poison he prepared and died. Yeah, that still sounds like a suicide.
Well, with this, we have a clearer picture. We've also determined the true cause of death. All right. All the mysteries should be solved now. We should get on with the voting time, right?
Well, but...
What? There's still more?
Is he the only one whose blood splatter is like not? Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Hey, what happened? There's no reason to wonder about that stuff anymore, you know.
There might have been an accomplice.
Chiaki, what did you just say?
If Nagito committed suicide by inhaling poison that he brought, then why wasn't there anything that looked like poison at the crime scene?
Anything that looked like poison?
If Nagito brought poison to the warehouse, it's strange that we couldn't find it there.
I see!
The meat on the
The
bone.
meat on the bone.
The meat on the bone.
Are you talking about the container the poison was kept in?
Yeah. If Nagito brought it, it's strange we couldn't find that container anywhere, right?
He can't carry around poison without putting it in a container?
Yeah, that was written on the warning label.
The container probably melted in the fire.
It's probably plastic
Not
or
how
glass,
glass
right?
works.
There's no way it'd completely incinerate. Even the plastic fragments of the fire grenades we used to put out the fire didn't completely burn up, you know?
Then, does that mean someone got rid of the container?
So that's why you mentioned an accomplice.
That is impossible. I mean, an accomplice? It is just too...
Like, does that really matter all that much? I mean, even if he had an accomplice, it doesn't change the fact that Nagito still committed suicide.
You're right. Someone might have accidentally took it away from the crime scene.
Ah, you're right. You're totally right. That's totally it.
Right? Isn't it okay to close this case yet? I'm not in the mood for unexpected twists.
That's no good.
Oh, I can see how this would
I
technically
feel like
go.
Nagito is seeing through us. By calling this Nagito's suicide, we're trying to take the easy way out so we don't hurt anyone else. But if Nagito was here right now, he'd probably be sneering at us. He'd probably say something like, "So that's the extent of your hopes."
So Nagito's ghost is whispering to you, huh? The power of friendship bursts beyond death, huh? A fiery outcome like this is right out of a teen manga. Still, that's pretty messed up.
Shut up! You just be quiet.
I get what you're saying, but in the end, the reason he died is still the same as before, right? Even if we solve this mystery, the conclusion won't change at all.
I mean, it'd be a suicide regardless, right?
Even if there really was an accomplice, is there any reason we should take the time to figure out who it is? Like Fuyuhiko said earlier, it is possible that somebody accidentally removed the poison from the crime scene.
But I just can't imagine ending this by turning our backs on the truth.
It's fine, okay? There are some things we're better off not knowing, and we probably just didn't notice it. Like maybe the container was hiding with the fire grenade fragments.
Is this right? Is this having an idea?
Is this having a thought?
Please.
Wow, that hurts.
Wait, no, this is the Hangman's Gambit music.
My two brain cells have finally rubbed together. And
I have no idea what this is either.
Fire grenades.
Thank you.
I'm the best.
I couldn't save the E in time.
This was 6 letters.
How many symbols?
6. Which is not that good, but not this.
With the G.
Shoot the letters, dog meat.
You're watching.
Look what we've did. We've just given up.
Now's the time to
they're
take a
gonna
quick
collide.
break, go to the restroom, get a drink.
Nah.
Pour yourself an adult beverage.
Done.
Thank God.
I see. I got it.
You gotta remember to make use of the stock feature because we can save some things
The
for
fire
later
grenades.
use.
What's that?
Nagito
Never
put the poison
mind.
inside one of the fire grenade canisters and transported it to the warehouse.
He used one of the fire grenade canisters?
Yeah, the container with the poison in it wasn't secretly taken away by someone. Instead, it was in a container that didn't need to be taken away in the first place. As long as he put the poison in the same container he brought to the warehouse, it can be hidden with the other fire grenades we used, so there's no need to dispose of the container later.
So there's literally no way they can tell who threw the grenade.
Bastard. He totally knew we were gonna throw those fire grenades.
Which means, did Nagito exchange the contents of a fire grenade?
Did he? Oh my God! He used his goddamn luck to have only the traitor throw the fire. Oh,
Yeah, that has to be it.
Jesus fucking Christ! What an
When
what
I
an
first
asshole!
discovered
I
those
love
fire
him.
grenades, I tried to study them a little bit, but the canister was completely sealed shut by a layer of aluminum underneath the lid.
You just have to peel off that seal and swap the insides, right?
That is true, but there was no sign he was even at the break room.
Hold on. Did you say aluminum?
Hajime, could it be?
If so, then there's no mistake. Nagito definitely swapped the contents of one of the fire grenades.
Seriously? That's impossible. Miss Sonia just said so right now.
Sonia's words are proof that the poison was swapped with the contents of a fire grenade.
Huh?
What did Sonia
Finally.
say again?
It's just the piece of aluminum we found in his room.
Right. Oh crap!
Crap!
About to die.
Nah, we're fine. We're good. What are you talking about?
This.
Why did they call
Take
it
a look.
aluminum
We
paper?
found this under Nagito's bed when
Come
we were
on, you
investigating
guys.
his cottage.
It's not.
Do
That's
you
like an
speak
oxymoron,
English?
right?
It's just a piece of trash.
No, that is not just a piece of trash.
What would you call
I
it
saw on
actually?
that fire grenade matched
Aluminum
this.
foil.
Aluminum
It is the
cap,
same aluminum.
even.
You found the aluminum seal under Nagito's bed?
There's more. That's not the only thing we found in Nagito's
So it's the rest
room.
of the trial just finding out who the traitor was and
She
who
also
threw it.
found a gas mask and gloves under his bed, too.
Did he use those when he put the poison inside the fire grenade?
It's a dangerous poison after all. He took extreme caution when swapping them.
So what's the issue? Nagito put the poison in the grenade canister, brought it with him, breathed it in and died, right? So in the end, he still fucking committed suicide. Enough already!
You're right. If the canister wasn't thrown away, then it just means that there wasn't an accomplice after all.
See, I told you. The conclusion is still the same. Nagito committed suicide. End of story.
I admit that there wasn't an accomplice. That was just my misunderstanding.
You're right.
In actuality, the truth is even more horrifying.
What did you say?
Hey, what are you planning to say now?
What the hell? Do you still want to keep going?
Is this not settled? There is no denying that Nagito's death was a suicide.
No, it's not.
Kazuichi, you just need to
I'm
understand.
sorry, but I just realized it.
Realized what?
We know Nagito used the grenade canister to store the poison, so when was it deployed in the warehouse? When did Nagito breathe in the poison? When I thought along those lines, that's when I realized it.
The horrifying truth?
It probably happened at the same time.
I see.
Are you saying it was when we all threw the fire grenades?
Yeah, I think so. When we all threw the grenades to put out the fire in the warehouse, the poison was deployed, and it converted to poison gas and killed Nagito.
If that is true, then the person who brought the poison and spread it was...
one of us.
What the heck?
One of us threw the poison grenade that killed Nagito?
Hold on a sec. Then Nagito was...
It would mean he didn't kill himself.
What the heck? You said so yourself! You said Nagito committed suicide!
Then who killed Nagito?
You mean, who's the actual killer, right?
Do you know?
Who prepared the poison fire grenade that killed Nagito?
Crap!
Oh.
Oh,
He
prepared.
prepared.
Prepared. Oh, okay. Yeah, he prepared.
Nagito.
I see.
Yeah.
It was Nagito, obviously. We just discussed this a few minutes ago.
Then who set the warehouse fire that caused one of us to throw the poisoned grenade?
Nagito.
I see.
That was also Nagito.
Hey, how many times are you gonna ask the same damn question?
The next question will be my last. Considering all the facts up till now, why did Nagito set the warehouse on fire?
To make someone go.
I see.
So how's
Don't
it
tell
gonna
me.
how's it gonna be ruled in the court of law?
Well, I just assume he used his luck to just try and
He
have
created an unsolvable murder.
just use his luck so that the traitor would pick it up. Now
He
it
set
seems
the
like the
warehouse
most
on fire
Nagito
just so
thing
we'd
to
have
do.
to throw the fire grenades?
He set the fire just so we'd put it out? Why'd he do that?
It was a trap.
A trap?
Preparing the poison. Creating a reason for us to throw the poison. It was all a setup by Nagito. It was all a trap to make one of us throw the poison grenade.
Seriously, I'm asking you who threw it.
I don't know. The person who threw it probably didn't know either.
Huh? Could it be... Was that Nagito's trap?
This wasn't an intentional murder. This was a murder that Nagito forced someone to do. And for that reason, he put the fire grenade that he filled with poison with the other grenades. Setting up a murder nobody can solve. That was Nagito's true goal.
What? What the hell?
Nagito did not commit murder. Instead, he manipulated someone else into killing him?
To do that, he set a trap to force someone to kill him. The poisoned grenade and the fire were traps. That's why the curtain was the fire's origin point. All the fire grenades we threw at the curtain shattered once they fell to the floor. Because of that, Nagito, who was laying face up on the floor, was able to breathe in the dense poison, and then...
Hold on! If that's true, you can't say the poison was the cause of death. It might be the poison's fault he let go of the spear, but the actual cause of death could be either one.
Even so, the poison is what caused him to let go of the spear.
That's right! Nagito's killer is the one who made him breathe the poison!
Are you fucking serious?
Was his trap all along? Even the wounds all over his body. It was all to mess with the evidence for what actually happened. His true goal was creating a murder that nobody can solve. He wanted to prove to us that there are mysteries that just can't be solved with educated guesses.
He probably expected that his fake suicide would be found out. After all, a mystery that can be solved is destined to be solved in the end. However, he also prepared a mystery that couldn't be solved. As you solve mysteries and bolster your hope, a huge mystery comes along and slaps you in your faces. For those of you who believe there are no unsolvable mysteries, that is when you finally taste despair. Meaning, he used all of the prior class trial verdicts to prepare this trick. Not all mysteries can be solved. Such a devious trick he played on you, as expected of Nagito.
That's totally messed up. That's so fucked up.
It is my fault, because I told you all about the fire grenades. I am so sorry. Please vote me as the killer.
That's not the fucking issue here.
It's not Miss Sonia's fault. This is all Nagito's doing.
But what should we do? How can we even figure out who the killer is?
It's impossible.
Impossible?
Nagito wanted to create a scenario where we couldn't make a decision. That's why we're at an impasse.
However, Monokuma also does not know who the killer is, right?
That's right. There's no way he'd be able to figure that out with just his surveillance cameras. If Monokuma doesn't know, this trial doesn't count. Isn't that right?
You know, I don't actually need stuff like cheap-ass surveillance cameras or whatever. I know perfectly well what's happening on this island at all times. I know you used the bathroom 3 times yesterday, Sonia. And one of those visits seemed to take a while.
Please stop! I will never become queen!
How can you...
Oh my god.
I mean, how can you have such an awful power?
So, of course this trial still counts. Do your very best to guess who the killer is.
Guess, he says. How the hell are we supposed to do that?
Is giving up all we can do?
No, it's too early to give up.
Is there any way to figure out who the killer is?
Even though it's just a hunch, it's possible that it's probably... There's one way, I think.
Really?
Hey, is it alright if we look at Nagito's crime one more time from the beginning? I want to make sure my hunch is correct. Hajime, please.
I got it. Let's do this then.
Oh boy.
Here we go.
I like this face. I also like this face.
We know you do.
Be careful.
What? Okay. Oh, this is where I use it?
Be very careful.
Oops, I let go of the cord. That was... I want to put one of them, but I'm also scared that we'll have to restart the entire thing. Crap.
Oh no.
Well.
Okay, let's go back to the start.
Okay.
First, what was inside Nagito's refrigerator? Okay, it's not that.
Yeah. What was placed inside the break room? Not that.
Not that.
His whole body wasn't tied up. Sneak attacking my left hand with the knife.
No, not
No,
yet.
because it was his right hand.
Spear is dangling. How did he support the spear? It
It's
doesn't
not
show the
that, I don't
order.
think.
Yeah. In order to hurt himself. No.
Yeah, that
I feel like
panel's
the
right
ones
there.
that are already panels are the ones that are fake, right?
The reason we went to the warehouse
The reason,
was...
yes.
There you go. Alright. The poison... Okay, I think this is over here? Gas mask equipped. Putting the duct tape over his mouth. Setting up the Monokuma panels. In order to hurt himself.
No, it's the duct tape must be the correct one because the other two are existing panels.
Yeah.
And then the duct tape is on
It's got to be that one there.
Yeah.
No.
the next page.
Nope.
I can't believe it. Hajime was the one.
This was Nagito's trap the whole time. Why did they just pick Hajime though?
We will never.
If they've got no ideas, like fuck you, Hajime.
I feel like in this case it makes sense that they will just randomly choose someone.
Yeah, but then that would be a whole other thing. It's like, okay, who do we just not like?
Hajime has been dragging us around in this trial for 8 hours. He has to fucking die.
I like that the stocks change apparently.
5 angry students.
Well, you know where the video message goes, so that's easy. You know the hand with the knife and the dangling spear are fake, so the other two are the ones you need.
There's a lot of fire grenades.
I think it's all further back.
Yeah. I guess is when he was placing them in the break room. What was placed inside? There. No, it has to be the poison there. Oh,
No,
wait.
you got it. You got it.
Was it?
Yeah, that was it. What was placed inside the break room, and then the fire grenades.
Oh, okay. And I guess the last one is when he was tying himself with the knife. So right here. Oh, he tied it in.
Tying the burned rope to his right hand right there, yeah.
It was in his refrigerator. Removing the cap.
So the one that's real is the hand image there. So that is what, when he lets go of the rope?
Yeah. That's already an image. That one we have to put. It's not a bomb, it's fireworks. Well, that's already
that
there.
One, was already there, yeah.
Oh, I guess the plushie's next.
Yeah. And then you use the broken bottles there. You used that last time, I think.
Was it here?
There, yeah.
Final stock? Yeah. I'll grab the stock with my hand, which would be...
That's where he puts the duct tape on.
Yeah.
Not monitoring that one.
Here's everything
God.
that happened in this case.
That's a lot that happened in this one.
The person who actually arranged this incident was the victim, Nagito Komaeda. He kept a specific item inside his cottage that he needed for his plan, Monokuma's special poison, which he brought with him from the Octagon. Using the gloves and gas mask that he got from the military base, Nagito swapped the contents of a fire grenade he took from the plushie factory break room with that poison. When he did that, a specific item was left as evidence, the blue aluminum seal on the grenade. With that, Nagito finished making the poisoned fire grenade, took it with him to the factory, and put it back with the rest of the grenades in the break room.
JoJo's sinister thing was there.
In our hearts and minds, it was, and that's all that matters.
While we were looking for the bomb, that's when Nagito headed over to the goods warehouse. In order to set up a fire, Nagito arranged the Monokuma panels in a line going from the door to the curtain and placed an oil lighter in front of it. From there, Nagito set his insane plan in motion. First, he hung the spear that he took from Nezumi Castle from the ceiling girder by its cord. Then he tied his arms and legs at the back of the warehouse with rope. However, he burnt off the rope on his right arm beforehand. In doing so, he made sure that only his right hand was free, while his remaining arm and legs were tied up. As he gripped the tip of the rope hanging over the ceiling girder with his left hand, he lay down face up, just beneath the dangling spear. But this was just the beginning of Nagito's plan. And then, he did something no one could have predicted. First, he covered his mouth with duct tape, and after making sure he was unable to scream, he stabbed himself with the knife multiple times in his left arm and in both of his thighs. Finally, he propped the knife on the plushie and slammed his right hand onto the blade. He didn't just want us to think he was tied up. He also wanted us to think he'd been tortured. Through all this, Nagito never let go of the spear. His plan still wasn't over. In fact, it was just about to begin. Meanwhile, we finally arrived at the plushie factory and found Nagito's message. After seeing his message, we instantly made our way to the warehouse. But that was part of Nagito's plan. We opened the door to the warehouse, which inadvertently started the Monokuma panel domino effect. The panels fell one after another until they reached the lighter, tipped it over, and ignited the curtain. Shocked by the sudden fire, we rushed to the factory's break room to obtain some fire-extinguishing grenades. We then aimed for the fire's origin point, which was the curtain, and unloaded the entire supply. It never occurred to us that one of those grenades was the poison grenade that Nagito had prepared. The poison sank to the floor, instantly vaporizing due to the intense heat, and spread everywhere. The poison gas quickly drifted to the curtain at the back of the warehouse, where Nagito was. Also, Monokuma's poison has a unique quality in which it becomes heavier than air when vaporized. That poison gas completely surrounded the area where Nagito lay face up on the floor. There, Nagito inhaled the poison, and if it didn't instantly kill him, he certainly lost consciousness. Which caused him to let go of the rope in his left hand, and the falling spear plunged into his stomach. This is all the information related to Nagito's plan. His true intention was to set one of us up as the killer. At this time, we still don't know who the killer is, because the killer wasn't aware they killed someone. Try as we might, we cannot reach that truth. That was Nagito's trap. In conclusion, the fact that we can't determine the killer's identity.
I really love this shot.
Oh my god.
This should be the truth behind Nagito's trap.
How about it, Chiaki? Will that help you figure out who the killer is?
Chiaki?
Just as I thought. It's impossible, isn't it?
You say we just have to vote for someone?
What Hajime said is probably true. That's part of the reason why I thought it was a little strange. Did Nagito really not care who the killer was? He said this to us earlier. That feeling of belief is at the heart of his trick. He believed we'd notice the fire grenades. He believed we'd try to extinguish the flames. And he believed we'd fall into his trap. By believing in us, Nagito was able to put his life-threatening plan into effect.
What do you mean, believe?
And what's wrong with that?
There's one more thing, remember? Something that Nagito believed in from the bottom of his heart. I want you to try to remember what that is.
I see!
Nagito believed in his talent as the ultimate lucky student.
Guess the last thing he could believe in was his own talent.
That's not so strange, really. Most of us here have been relying on the same thing.
But, in his case, it was pretty remarkable, wasn't it? It almost seemed like he had blind faith in it.
You're right. The same thing happened when he cleared the final dead room at the funhouse.
Was that a flashback within a flashback?
Let's just... we're getting lost here.
Wow.
How many times?
But his luck doesn't have anything to do with the case this time, right?
I just thought... it was strange that it doesn't connect to anything. He factored in his belief in us. But for some reason, he didn't factor in his own luck. No, there's no way. I mean...
What did he do?
You know, he wasn't just after anybody. He probably had a target. A target he was aiming for all along. A person to set up as the killer.
A target? Who?
The target's true identity. Even Nagito didn't know it. That's why he relied on being the ultimate lucky student, and incorporated that luck into his plan. As long as he had his luck, he believed the target he was after would pick up the fire grenade.
You mean he left his plan to luck?
He risked his life for that?
He probably risked his life just so his ultimate luck could decide this.
Who is it? Who's the target Nagito was after?
I see!
That's it. The traitor. Nagito was after the traitor, huh?
Then he relied on his luck to weed out the traitor?
Nagito didn't know who the traitor was until the very end. All he could do was rely on his own luck.
Then, what he said in his video message...
often.
That's probably true. By that point, his plan should have already been in motion.
But if he just wanted to out the traitor, he didn't have to go this far and make that person the killer. Damn it! We're all in a huge bind because of that!
It means he wants us to beat the traitor.
By finding out who the traitor is, our hopes will shine even brighter by overcoming that despair. That's something he'd say.
Mon ami, it looks like you've got something you want to say. But you better just keep your mouth shut.
And that concludes my argument. Nagito's plan was to make the traitor kill him. What are you gonna do? Are you guys gonna believe me?
The only thing we can do is believe.
If we don't, then we'd just be relying on our luck when we cast our votes.
But even if we do believe, what should we do? I mean, if we don't know who the target is, there's no way we can even vote.
You are absolutely right. It is hard to think the traitor would reveal themselves now.
If, by chance, the traitor revealed themselves during that bomb scare, what would have happened? Would it have stopped Nagito from acting so reckless?
Huh?
But they couldn't help it. Even if they wanted to reveal themselves, they couldn't do it because they weren't created to do that.
Chiaki?
What's wrong, Chiaki? Get a hold of yourself!
Oh shit!
That's why I want you guys to guess.
You want us to guess?
Yeah, I want you to guess.
What? What does that mean?
Who do you think it is, Hajime? Who do you think the Future Foundation sent to infiltrate your group as the traitor?
Why?
A traitor who's not allowed to think that they're different from everyone else.
Why?
A traitor who can only interact with everyone as a traitor.
Why?
Because that's the nature of their existence. They can only exist as a traitor.
Seriously, why?
Who do you think is the traitor? Hajime, please.
Chiaki? Or Hajime?
No, it's Chiaki.
It's...
I think I was confused by the fact she was like someone who was so normal and couldn't figure it out.
Chiaki, you're the traitor?
Although that doesn't seem like Chiaki's MO.
Please! Hold on!
Aw, you totally guessed right. Just as expected. Yep, you're correct. I'm the traitor. The agent sent by the Future Foundation to hide among you all is me.
Hey, Chiaki. Are you being serious right now?
Chiaki is the traitor? That is a lie, right? Surely you must be joking.
I'm sorry. It's the truth.
Hey, what are you saying sorry for?
What does this mean? You... Up till now... You've been tricking us?
What? We were not tricked! After all, we have been working together all this time. We have been helping each other all this time. Chiaki, being a traitor, being a member of that horrifying Future Foundation, that is obviously a lie.
Please, wait! The Future Foundation isn't what you think it is!
Shut the fuck up! We're talking to Chiaki!
No, I have nothing more to say.
Why?
Because we already know the killer's true identity. So the only thing left to do is vote.
Hold on! We're not satisfied yet!
If you say you are the traitor, please provide an explanation that will help us understand. We cannot vote until we are satisfied. That is what you said earlier, Chiaki.
Hey, if you're really the traitor, why'd you wait till now to reveal yourself?
It's weird, isn't it? Waiting until right now to out yourself.
It's definitely strange, right? Or rather, why was I able to do that? Maybe... I wanted to protect everyone, no matter the cost. Hey, Hajime. Can you do me a small favor?
Is that why she equivocates everything she
Favor?
says?
I want you to prove to them that I'm the traitor.
What? What are you saying? Why do I have to do that?
I want to explain everything to you guys, but as I expected, that's rather difficult.
She can only follow orders.
That's why. The only thing I can do is
Of course,
plead
she's
with you.
Ella Enchanted.
I want you to do it. I believe you can prove it.
Whether I can prove it or not, that's not the problem. Don't you understand? You may as well be asking me to kill you. There's no way I can do that.
I'm very sorry, but this is the only way. So please.
Looks like we gotta do what we can. It's not like I believe she's the traitor. There's just no way we can ignore this without confirming it.
If she was just disguised or something, this would have been a heck of a lot easier for us to understand.
Why Hajime though?
She's not disguised at all.
That's something that
Cause Chiaki isn't the traitor.
will get answered.
Monami?
Too bad. I'm not part of the same group as that girl. I don't know anything about that girl at all.
Hey, are you trying to cover for her like that? You suck!
I've always been alone. I have no friends. Anywhere. That's why I have no relation to Chiaki whatsoever.
Hajime, you're going to listen to my request, right?
Chiaki isn't my friend. I hate Chiaki so much. Hajime, you stupid face!
Oh boy.
Let's all get along.
This is everything I've wanted in the worst way I could get it.
Let's all get along. First open and mix. I can't lose. Hajime, you stupid face. I won't let you.
Every time I see this minigame, I get mad.
Same.
I'll lower your
You get
grade.
mad for different reasons.
Disappear. Hajime, you stupid face.
I like these mini games. I like the panic talk action.
It's not hard, it just fails to explain itself very well.
Yeah.
Hajime,
Oh,
you
God.
stupid face.
It fails
must
to
people-
explain itself so hard that
Yeah,
at
most
this point,
people
I'm
play it
still
wrong.
playing it wrong.
I miss the. It was named something way different in like the original like PSP fan translation. I think it was called like Machine Gun Battle. And I actually really like that and wish they'd never gone away. I wish it was the same.
First open and
So,
mix.
Diva, do you know how this is actually played?
Chiaki and I aren't best friends.
It's like a pseudo rhythm game, right?
Yeah, but what would you think he's doing with the controller?
Oh, you're not just pressing a button?
When we investigated Nagito's
I
cottage,
every bit?
I discovered a notebook. with the
Yeah, you
new
have to press
Sami
the button
logo
to the
on it.
beat and then also like shoot the thing.
So no, you don't. You have to hold the button, and then
You have to hold the button and release on beats.
Oh,
It's
so
completely
like
opposite to where
that sucks
Your
ass,
notebook,
actually.
right? The one Nagito stole from you.
Really, I thank you for that, Oren. I wouldn't forget that.
Don't tell me. Is that where the traitor's true identity is written?
That's right! Since I knew something like this would happen, I made sure to bring it here today.
So sudden?
Give me that notebook. What is this? Is this Monami's diary?
Is the traitor's identity written in here?
Nagito was probably looking for that too. So that might be why he stole the notebook. But you wouldn't know who the traitor is just by reading this notebook. Of course, Nagito wouldn't know either. However, it's different for me.
You know?
It took me this long, but I finally understand. First of all, this isn't Monami's diary. Apparently she can't write.
then the one who wrote this is...
Someone connected to Monami. Meaning, it's not a mistake to think that the traitor wrote it.
If so, is this like a report that the traitor was sending to Monami?
Is it evidence that they were observing our actions and reporting to Monami?
But how would you know who the traitor is from that?
Because there's an entry written in here that only me and one other person would know.
Do you remember what was written in the diary?
No.
Or-
Do we have that in the truth bullets?
We might, yeah.
Yeah, it is. Oh, there's no...
Oh,
Can't
okay.
actually read
But
it again?
It's the final dead room.
Yeah,
Ah,
that's the
okay.
only thing.
Oh yeah, because they only those two got the explanation from Nagito.
In the notebook, there was a specific entry. There it is. It's true. I tried to go inside the final dead room, but the only one who knew that.
Strawberry House.
Wow.
We're not rid of it.
That's right. The only person who knew
We'll
that
never
is-
really be out of Strawberry House.
That's why Chiaki is the only person who
It'll
could
never
possibly
leave
read
us.
this.
Yo, the boy is dead. Chiaki's gonna.
There must be some mistake.
This trial sucks.
I mean,
No, it's so good.
if Chiaki is the traitor, what was all that time we spent with her? Was that all a lie too?
Miss Sonia.
Chiaki is... She is being controlled by Monokuma. That is why we should help her.
I'm not satisfied either. I mean, if you were the traitor, there's no way you do something so stupid when we found the bomb.
Now that you mention it, Chiaki immediately went to the card reader with her handbook.
She tested it out right away after being told it would only react to the traitor's handbook.
That doesn't make any sense. A traitor would be more cautious than that.
Chiaki probably knew the bomb was a fake. That's why she also knew Nagito's trap was a bluff.
She knew? That is a mistake. That must be a mistake. Why are you saying such things? Do you really want Chiaki to be the traitor?
Of course not.
I will not believe it. I refuse to believe Chiaki is a traitor. There is just no way.
But then nobody will be saved.
I want you to read
Oh
the
my
white
god.
noise. I want you to read the white noise during this trial, during this argument.
Chiaki is not the traitor.
Hell yeah.
When we were trying to turn off the bomb, didn't Chiaki use the card reader right away?
If she's a traitor, she would have been more cautious.
There's no way Chiaki would have known if that bomb was fake or not. The only person who knew it was a fake was me when I tried to detonate it.
Unless you know a whole lot about bombs, there's no way you know if it's fake just by looking at it.
Did you get that?
Sami?
One of the white noises is Chiaki.
Chiaki is not the traitor.
Oh.
When we were trying to turn off the bomb, didn't
I
Chiaki
think
use
she's
the card
mostly
reader
on the
right away?
right side.
If she's a traitor, she would have been more cautious.
That's pretty old school.
There's no way Chiaki would have known if that bomb was fake or not. The only person who knew it was a fake was me when I tried to detonate it.
You guys.
Unless you know a whole lot about
You
bombs,
guys.
there's no way you know if it's fake just by looking at it.
She's begging them to stop arguing.
Right, now let's solve this.
Chiaki is not the traitor.
When we were trying...
What was Sonia's and Monokuma's thing again? Sonia's was that Monokuma.
So Monami was peeking, so that means that Monami also knew the bombs were fake.
Yep.
Yep.
Didn't Chiaki use the card reader right away?
If she's a traitor, she would have been more cautious.
There's no way
you
Chiaki
need-
would have
I
known.
think that was the bullet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
If that bomb
No,
was
you
fake
need
or
to
No,
not.
you need Sonia's
Account.
Sonya.
Oh
The
yeah,
only
Sonya's
person who knew
account.
it was a fake was me when I tried to
Then shoot
detonate it.
this one.
this
Shoot
one.
that, yeah.
This one? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, but
Unless you know a whole lot about bombs.
Too late.
There's no way
That
to know
was
it's
just
fake by
tragic.
looking at it.
The tragedy.
we're almost dead
When we were trying to
again.
didn't Chiaki use the...
If she's a traitor, there's no way Chiaki. If that bomb was fake, the only person who knew me
When I tried to detonate it.
That's not it. That's not it. Sonya shouldn't have been the only one who knew it was a fake. Monami was also there when you found out the bomb at the military base wasn't real. You said so yourself.
Is that true, Miss Sonia?
Chiaki heard about it from Monami. That's why she knew the bomb was a fake.
Since I've been found out, I'll just confess. The reason I couldn't tell anyone I knew the bomb was a fake was because if I had said that, I would have had to explain how I heard about it from Monami.
I do not want to hear that! Enough already. Please do not say another word. I do not want this anymore. I am so very tired of doubting people.
Sonya.
And just because she knew the bomb was a fake does not mean we should decide she is the traitor! Even if she knew the bomb was fake, that does not prove Chiaki is the traitor. If that counts as evidence, I should be doubted too. After all, I also knew the bomb was fake.
Knowing it was a fake isn't the problem. What matters is who told her. What matters is that she heard about it from Monami.
There was someone other than me and Monami who knew that bomb was fake. That someone is Monokuma.
So you
Monokuma
need
said so
Monokuma's
earlier,
account.
correct? He knows everything about this island. Monokuma probably told Chiaki that it was fake beforehand.
I mean, the whole thing was
That's
that he
it.
wouldn't tell people that was fake, right?
Yeah, it says that he didn't reveal it to anyone.
If so, you could not declare that. Monami and Chiaki were working together.
How am I supposed to hit that? Am I just supposed to clear all
You
the way?
got you have to angle it.
There was someone other than me and Monami
Angle the
who
sword?
knew that bomb was fake. That someone is Monokuma. Monokuma said so earlier, correct? He knows everything about Monokuma probably told Chiaki that it was fake beforehand.
Oh wow, that's the only time Hajime doesn't
You're
do his
right.
counter.
Monokuma probably knew the bomb
Right,
was
there's
a fake.
nothing to be happy about here.
Yeah.
But Monokuma shouldn't have told anyone either.
That Monokuma may have just been lying.
No, he won't lie at times like this. You already know that.
Hajime, are you going to believe Monokuma over Chiaki?
That's not it.
It's just, even if Chiaki is the traitor, is it really okay to vote for her? That basically just means we have to believe in Nagito's luck, right?
That's not it.
Are you telling us to trust his luck? Are you telling us to entrust our lives to that bastard?
There's no way I can believe in Nagito.
I'm telling you that's not it. We shouldn't believe in Monokuma or Nagito. We have to believe in Chiaki.
Huh?
It doesn't matter who the traitor is. Even if Chiaki is the traitor, that's not the Chiaki I know. I believe in the Chiaki who's been with us this whole time. That Chiaki is saying she wants to protect us with her life. So the only thing we can do is believe her. If we don't, nobody's going to be saved.
Damn it.
Hey, can you listen to me a little? There's nothing to be sad about, you know? 'Cause this is different from what happened before. Unlike before, you guys don't have to stay alive by doubting someone. You guys can stay alive by believing in me.
Are you telling us to believe in you and sacrifice you? That is just too cruel.
I'm sorry.
Chiaki!
Monami, I'm sorry too. You're probably gonna get scolded by a lot of different people for this, but still, I want to protect everyone by any means. And I'm happy that I'm able to do that.
It's not up to me to decide whether that's right or wrong. However, I believe it's truly amazing that you were able to think like that. We could even call this a miracle.
Hey, what have you two been talking about? Everyone's jaws are dropping, you know?
I know. It's voting time, right?
Hey, Chiaki.
You don't have to worry. Believe in me, and cast your vote.
God damn it! Why did it end up like this?
Oh man.
You can
Pretty
tell
good
exactly
grades.
where the Hangman's Gambits
Yeah,
are.
except for that one.
You got a B for bad.
No, you got a B for believe in yourself.
Oh my god.
Oh, god damn it.
God, you have to choose it. Oh.
Yeah, they make you.
Yeah, this game makes you pull that trigger. It's rough.
What happens if you didn't choose Chiaki in that?
Damn it! Yeah.
Damn it.
Congratulations, everyone.
Damn it.
Damn it!
I'm sorry I didn't tell you guys.
What?
That is...
I'm sorry. 'Cause... Well...
Why?
Well...
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. This is pointing in a direction that I'm excited about, knowing some image-related spoilers related to Danganronpa about Chiaki.
We're going to some real dumb places.
My robot senses are tingling.
Oh. Wait, what?
Some real. The next case goes some places.
It gets started immediately.
Yeah, like
immediately.
Chapter 6, like I think we're gonna get a preview of it like right at the end here. But it
Should we even do that though? I wonder.
Yeah, no, do it.
I want
that.
I want that
week of-
cliffhanger. Yeah.
I want that is a hell of a way to do it.
Like,
I feel like next week we should maybe do this on like a Sunday or something and just do the entire thing because it does go pretty quick.
I mean, then we wouldn't have Oren.
Yeah, well,
That's fair.
it should be quicker because there's no first part. It goes straight into the pre-trial stuff, which is long, but
It'll be a longer stream, but it's a
There's a lot of action.
yeah, it's very
There's none of this like go around the island, talk to this person, there's none of that shit in this next
we gotta
we'll figure out a time we can do.
yeah we'll figure something out.
so.
Anyway, we're trying to be emotional.
Yeah, this is a somber moment.
It is.
Yeah, you guys, this is serious.
Take it seriously.
Listen, Divac is very upset that we're about to lose our perfect gamer girlfriend.
No,
I
gamer
am.
wife. I can't believe this.
I lost my trash
No,
boy, and
but
now
I
I'm lost
know.
losing the gamer wife.
I know she lives on from
Indeed.
Well, I didn't realize that part, so I'm happy about that.
She lives on in a way, let's say. I don't think she's gone from the game based
That's-
off of the images that I have seen.
That she become the ultimate gamer girl by becoming a game.
What if she
That's
becomes your
not-
student handbook? What if
That-
this whole time she's been building an elaborate visual novel dating simulation of getting to know her and dating her for Hajime?
Are you
I want to say
serious?
words so badly, but I can't.
Huh?
Nope.
Nope.
Well,
Chucky.
Perhaps.
Hey, come on now.
I can't lose. Hiya!
Huh?
I will no longer let you do as you please.
Stupid! Stop! What are you doing?
As they say, we shall die together.
Okay.
Motorcycle pulls away and I'm lying dead on the pavement.
What'd you say?
Huh? No, no! Ah! Phew!
I can't lose.
That...
If I don't beat you, nobody can live in peace.
Stop it, I say! I'm sorry, I lose! Forgive me!
Hey, I won't forgive you. I won't let you. Hey.
Ooh, how...
What?
Hey.
Too bad!
That's wrong.
Damn it! Hey,
Could it be?
Hey!
God, are they inside a simulation? Oh, that one makes so much sense. Oh, wait.
We are not living in the database. Calm down.
Oh. Well, that deflated me.
end, even if Monami risks her life or does whatever, it doesn't matter to my army of 10 to the power of 60 strong! There's no value in that life you're risking. So how about this? This overwhelming despair! Does it make you dizzy from excitement? What's this?
I can't lose.
It's okay, Monami. Well, let's believe in them. Right?
Damn it.
Please listen.
Like... This is bad.
Damn it! Yoo-hoo! Shing!
I'm sorry.
Now then, I've prepared a very special punishment! Special bleeding service!
Huh?
Uh-huh. Sorry.
That is...
You guys, I'm sorry for lying to you. I'm sorry. I couldn't protect you to the very end.
Just one last time, let me say something that makes me sound like a teacher. There's no need to be a hero. You don't have to force yourself just to make people acknowledge you. When you do that, you end up blaming yourself, blaming other people, and feeling jealous of everyone. But still, it doesn't have to be like that. Even if people don't acknowledge you, you just have to be someone that you can be proud of. 'Cause you yourself are your biggest supporter. If you can learn to love yourself, that love will continue to support you for the rest of your life. Love, love.
Oh man.
Bye, everyone.
Oh man.
It's okay.
What is a gamer's
A
death?
shining future will always be waiting for you. It's true. It's absolutely true. 'Cause I know.
Bye-bye. Please don't forget about your teacher.
Let's give it everything we've got! It's punishment time!
I feel like they throw Monomi in there so that to kind of like temper the sadness that you have of losing Chiaki. You're like, well, at least Monomi's gone.
Not doing a good job of it. This music is a fucking bop, though.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, city escape. Isn't that how we all want to go out?
When is the live and learn lizard gonna show up?
Monokuma, you're not very good at Tetris.
I don't know what modded version of Tetris he's for.
Banana House.
I don't
Never forget Banana House. That's where Chiaki is now.
Oh, that's where you go.
The final dead room.
What?
No, the Banana House doesn't have a final dead room. It has a forever life room.
Hopefully in
Banana
Banana
House
House,
is a safe
she
place.
has an access to an entire arcade.
No, you know where Chiaki is now? She's in Club Penguin.
The special Club Penguin where you can never get banned.
Yeah, exactly.
Please, Shocky wouldn't do anything to get banned.
Hey! I shall now present. Whew. Hmm?
Yeah.
Huh?
You. Stupid fool.
I'm glad Mechamaru is here to lead us in these trying times.
Hey, No, no! Hey,
Hey.
Yep. Shing!
Oh my god!
Hello there. See? Well? Yep. Perhaps...
How exciting!
I forgot about this.
Yeah, and this is before the chapter even begins.
This is before the chapter end, yes.
I pick all of my words very well.
Yo!
She does have goddamn downstairs.
Listen well.
Huh? Damn right.
I wonder who's watching this message.
Damn it.
Hey, hey!
How unfortunate. Now then.
Oh boy.
Now then. Well...
Hell yeah!
Yes!
Please call me...
Remember, they had to walk away for a minute when I first saw that, like, the password, when I first played the game.
Yeah, it hit me.
I just stopped and...
It hit me really hard.
God, what a good puzzle.
Hey.
Talk to them.
Oh, you could?
Should have probably talked to them, because I think they have some more.
Yeah, let's hurry up and talk to these people that may or may not be alive.
Or real, I don't know. What is happening?
Or real, what is real?
Well, we're in a video
Obviously,
game.
Leon was the culprit the whole time.
There's something wrong with you.
I mean, none of them is here.
God, it would be amazing if the Danganronpa 1 the cast just pop up now.
Damn right.
Oh yeah, they spoke, but they're not here.
Yeah.
Easy as pie.
Oh, Jesus.
What the?
boy.
Oh man, I wish it looked like that the whole time.
Yeah.
You are a boy, right?
Fool!
I'm gonna do it!
Thanks for the food.
Dumbass!
Young Master Fuyuhiko.
I have questions.
I didn't miss that, but I missed everything else.
This is your leader's order.
I like this scene because it kind of is just implying that everyone is having these weird hallucinations.
In the name of my family.
Hajime. It's gonna be fine.
I like that it's still the PSP keyboard.
Is this a trial ground? But why am I at a trial ground?
It sure looks like a trial ground, but the vibe is way different than the one from before.
By the way...
Huh?
Where did everyone go?
Hmm? Everyone?
Oh God!
Wow.
The achievement name is Abandon All Hope.
Well, that was chapter 5. Oh yeah, it's chapter 0. Yeah, right.
Huh.
Oh, right, I
this
forgot
is,
about this.
Well,
We
This is
should
like an
probably do it
intermission.
next
We
time.
should do
though.
that next week.
all there for it, I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah,
How
Yeah.
dramatic.
I totally forgot about chapter 0. Yeah.
Well, that's a great...
And I also forgot that the last 10 minutes were in chapter 6.
Oh man, this is.
And that was a lot.
We're gonna go some places.
I am excited to go places. Finally. You know, I feel like this is the thing about Danganronpa games where, like, you gotta go through so much real slow, painful shit, and then everything pops off at the end, and you're like, wow, that was really cool. I forgot about the 40 hours I've already spent playing this game.
It's like you gotta eat your vegetables first, and then
That's
you get...
definitely like V3 in a nutshell. Is like some of those case 4, 5, and 6 are all great.
In V3?
Yeah, but what? Like,
I really like the first one too. The second one is kind of but
the second and third are kind of filler, but like 4, 5, and 6 The first one's good just because of like what it does.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a lot. I have so many. God, what a great cliffhanger that was.
Oh, it's not that like I thought there was gonna be one more thing in that cliffhanger, but I was wrong, and I was like just cackling on the muted mic waiting.
There are some good and bad things you can say about the end of the game, but chapter 6 is really cool. Just the way
I really like how this game kind of comes together and how it ends. Like it's one the ending of this was one of my favorites up until the ending of V3, and they're both good, but V3 is something that V3 is its very own thing, and I like it for reasons I can't talk about.
I think.
Yeah.
Man, a week, huh? It's
a week.
It's a week away. Unless for some reason everybody wants to do it sooner.
I have a Sunday open.
Did we end the video?
No.
Are we not recording anymore?
Let me end the video then. Good night, everyone.
End the video so we can talk scheduling.
Video.
Goodbye.
Good
Good night.
night.